Hello everyone and welcome to this video showcasing the Craftin Divas Harvest Border dies. These dies are new with the September 2017 release and will be available for purchase in the Craftin Divas store starting September the 8th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The die set comes with 3 different dies. You have a carved pumpkin border over here, you have the cornfield over here, which is perfect for your fall cards, and let me flip this around so you can see it better. You have this hillside over here, which includes then a spooky house, a graveyard, and some spooky trees, and this is perfect for your Halloween themed cards. And all these dies also emboss a stitch detail that matches with all the other dies in the Craftin Divas store. When you first receive your dies, they will come connected through some metal wires that you can either cut using some metal snips, or you can break apart by wiggling the dies back and forth until the wires themselves release. And here you can see a still shot of all the dies together with their measurements. As you can see, all the dies are sized to fit perfectly within your A2 card bases, whether you decided to have a landscape-oriented or portrait-oriented card. In order to use your dies, you will need a die cutting machine. I am using a C6 Big Shot Express, but you can use any die cutting machine that accepts wafer-thin dies. So I am securing my die on my cardstock with some washi tape, and this cardstock is cut at 5 1/4 inches wide. And then I'm sandwiching the die and the cardstock between the cutting plates of my die cutting machine and running everything through. And now I can remove the washi tape and the die to reveal this beautiful die cut border. I am using my scissors to snip off the excess so that I'm able to completely release the die cut border from the scrap piece of cardstock, and I am being careful in separating the two pieces because I don't want to ruin those beautiful tree branches from the spooky trees. And here I'm using a needle to pop out some of the windows that had die cut but not completely released. And here you can have a look at all the die cut pieces you get using dies from this set. So you can see these are really perfect for any Halloween or fall themed card. And the stitch detail you get on these borders is exactly the same as you get with all the other dies in the Craftin Divas store. So you can mix and match and everything will look neat together. And here I wanted to show you 3 ways in which you can add color to these die cut borders and make your projects even more spectacular. For this first border here, I decided to use my alcohol markers to add some color, and I'm staying with fall type of colors, so some olive greens for the field itself and some yellows for the corn. And I sped this up quite a bit because I didn't want this to be a coloring video, obviously, but it was just to show you different techniques that you can use to add color to your die cut borders. And here I'm using a darker brown yellow kind of color to add some shading and add even more dimension to this border. For this second border, I decided to use my distress oxides to quickly add some color. So I'm using my sponge applicator and my distress oxide in puke paint to color in the border, and then I'm using spice marmalade to add color to the pumpkins. And as you can see, I'm not doing any masking or anything. I'm just being a little bit careful not to overlap the 2 colors too much. And this is a very quick way to add colors to your die cuts. And obviously you can use your dies directly with colored cardstock, as I did for this spooky hillside border here. And I also wanted to show you how you can achieve a very cool effect by layering some yellow cardstock behind your windows. So I basically traced the outline of the spooky house on this yellow cardstock, cut it with my scissors, making sure I wouldn't have any part of it poking out, and then I simply glued it behind my hillside border, and I think this looks really cool. So here is again an overview of the 3 die cut borders that I created, adding colors in 3 different ways. And finally, I wanted to show you some inspiration from the design team who have created really amazing projects using these dies. You will find a link to the Crafting Desert Divas store in the description box down below. Thanks for watching and have a great day!